So this is Resk. He is my Trandoshan. Same race as the bounty hunter Bosk, the lizard guy in Empire Strikes Back. Ultimately, he's going to be a creature handler. Going to have all sorts of exotic creatures. But it's not worth doing that until I've got him up some levels. So currently, Resk is level 46, so I've got some grinding to do. Best way to do that is doing the legacy quests. Make sure I've got that on legacy. Sergeant Bragg, he's in the Theed Cantina. So we're travelling to Theed. See you later, dude. So while I'm grinding him, he's a combat medic, so I can heal myself and stuff and give myself buffs. I don't have to keep going to the cantina to get buffs from people. I don't know whether to go to the cantina and try and get an XP buff. I guess I should really. See if any kind entertainers are around. Can give me an XP buff. Strutting their stuff in the cantina. Ah, this guy looks cool. I like the classic rebel helmet of that dude. Jedi Master just hanging around on Tatooine. That's not law, that's law breaking. Never mind. Never mind. Just imagine we can't see the name tag. Oh, there's another one. We'll spot them from miles away.
Introducing the XRS-72JY chip, the latest and greatest in processing power.
Yeah, Space Argonian, exactly. Always like these guys. This time playing through, I tried to pick characters that I didn't play necessarily in the live game, so that Snort character, Hammerhead. I never played one of them for any length of time, and I never had one of these guys. Do something slightly different. See if anyone can do an XP buff. Please. Doesn't seem very busy at the moment. This lady seems to have responded. Bow. I'm going to watch her. Tell Acidia. Wow, Acidious. Hi. Let's see if she'll invite me. I think she has to invite me into a group for me to get the buff. Max time, please. How much do you want to bet the guy, the person behind the avatar is not a girl there? Why is this guy pointing the gun at her? Probably just because he's waiting for the buff as well. Dance, bitch, dance! Hey, he got his buff before me. Is there anything in particular you're intrigued in this game you want me to do, SC, that you want to see? Three hours and 30 minutes on this buff so far. Look at this tiny little stormtrooper there. It's very cool, but a little bit small. Okay, dude. Pink Boba Fett. Purple Boba Fett. It's amazing the kind of stuff people decide they want to do. I want to be a tiny stormtrooper. I want to be a pink Boba Fett who runs into walls apparently. That's a special skill. Stealth skill. He just pops into smoke and then just... Where is he? He's in the wall. Don't know what to do about that. I'm not going to be playing for this long. 4 hours, 40 minutes. That will do, thanks. I would like to get a move on now. Accept. That's great. Let's thank her. Tip a. Let's get this name right. AC EOS Bank 15. Let's do 20k. Is that good? Acidius.
Incoming transmission.
How many credits do I have? 398,049 currently, which is not very much in this game. Now I can buff myself as a combat medic. Otherwise you go to the starport and these guys that are near the chairs here, you just sit in one of these chairs and they'll automatically give you a buff. They can AFK that, so they just kind of stand there. Where am I going? I need my ship. Yeah, that was kind of fitting. This music kind of fits a sci-fi game, doesn't it? Synthwave. Naboo! On the way to Naboo, the birthplace of Darth Sidious and Padme Amidala. I think it's Darth Sidious's birthplace. He's the senator of it anyway. Darth Vader is the Emperor's foremost agent. Yes, I know this. I like synthwave. I didn't realise that this type of music really had a name for it. I just thought electronic music till I started hearing everyone talking about synthwave. I thought it was a higher level with Resk. It's taking a while. I've used my free level 90 bump on a Tectone to get him to max weaponsmith. Sergeant Bragg, where would he be then? Braggy? He's probably in the cantina bragging like always. I shot 7 stormtroopers today. He's bragging. Alright, not quite as humming a cantina this one. Is he in the back here? Haha, here's Bragg. Hello, dude. I'm Sergeant Mercius Bragg of the RSF Intelligence Division. We need to find out who's behind the terrorist attack on our town before things escalate further. So far, no one has claimed responsibility. Any idea who might have been? More than likely, it was one of the 4 criminal organisations: the Darkwalkers, the Skaak Tippers, the Mummers, or the Borvos gang. You will be tapping a transmitter into their communication antenna at their bases. Start with the Darkwalkers. Cause a distraction by attacking and then placing the transmitter. I'll be in touch with further instructions once you're done at the Darkwalker base. I am on it.
New mission received.
Oh, we don't have far to go. That's good. What's my time on my buffs now? It should have gone up. Because I'm getting slightly better. Ugh. Yeah, it has the famous Cantina song as default when you go in there. Kinda cool. I once got like a program that can deconstruct all the game files, the .tree files. I think it's a specific thing to Star Wars Galaxies, but there's a program you can get that kind of decompiles it, or whatever you call it, so you can rip all the music out. So I got all the sound effects for doing podcasts and stuff, and a bunch of us created these stories where we did like audios, like radio dramas with all the sound effects, and we played the characters. We were well into Star Wars Galaxies at one time. Defeat Darkwalkers. Create a diversion. How do I do that? What do I have to do that? Attack Darkwalkers at their hideout to create a diversion. Do I actually? I don't have a droid yet, but yeah, because I'm such a low level, it's not worth it. Combat is perhaps the weakest part of Star Wars Galaxies. As you can see, it's not particularly thrilling. That sort of early MMO combat. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. But this game became our like resource for all the sound effects that we needed, blaster sounds and all that stuff, and they would rip out the cantina music and stuff. Playing this game in its early builds as well was kind of interesting in that early days of MMOs, but also a lot of experimentation going on when this came out and stuff. Before it was fully kind of finished. So I remember going around doing a lot of stuff that was either taken out of the game later, and certain quests and characters that they later removed and stuff before they'd nailed down what things were going to be. So that was fun. And you have memories of seeing stuff that later was not in the game. That idea of playing an MMO which is like always changing and stuff. There was one particular quest where you just had to fly all over the planet in the hopes that this random thing would spawn. I just spent hours doing it. Between horrible work shifts that I hated my job at the time. And I would just play this game. It was similar to what I do now, but it was just, you know, the place that I was working with difficult people, and you know, there was a lot of strife between staff members and stuff, and it was just horrible. Tap the Darkwalker antenna control panel. You see, I don't know I don't know this very well, so could be anywhere. Wonder if I can target control panel. Corpse. Yeah, it just goes for whatever letter is first. So I got to look around here for a control panel. It looked like there was something at the entrance to the cave, actually. I think that might be it. Oh. Antenna control panel. Don't know what level are these guys? 24. So they shouldn't attack me, actually. I can just run around here looking for it. My plan with this character was to, because I've gone through this legacy quest once with another character, so I was going to do it with these random missions that you can get, but there's a cap on the number of the random missions you can do, so you get maybe 2 levels a day before it times you out. So if you want to keep getting the XP, you have to do this main quest line. Didn't always used to be like that. You would get in a group of 20 of you and go out and do these random missions to get additional group XP and just, you know, grind through them really quickly. That used to be the best way to get XP. Not no more. Is that it? No, that's not it. Yeah, the only downside is I have to keep topping up my buffs. Yeah, just standing around waiting to be killed. I've been here all day. Wonder when something's going to happen, and then a space lizard appears and gives you a bloody nose. I saw him coming as well, but I thought I'll wait and see what he does. Well, I've been through prisoners. No, I've done this. It's not the quest. It's not the quest that I'm on. Yeah, it's rather than the combat and the kind of this stuff. It's more like the crafting systems that are interesting. I think I went that way, didn't I? So it's this way. Crafting, homes, decoration, that type of thing. They did add some more interesting quests later, some more involved stuff. With some enemies that... well, nothing that is going to be particularly dynamic, but they do use powerful abilities that you have to know are coming and use stuff to counter them and things. But the idea of moving around and dodging stuff, it wasn't there in this type of MMO, was it? I don't worry too much about the combat stuff. Really, I'm doing this combat character because I want to start getting the creature handler and bioengineer stuff going, which is a crafting system. I wonder if it's in here. It'd be a little tiny antenna somewhere. R2? Oh, it's not. Sorry, you look very familiar to me. It's not. That was embarrassing. It's not who I thought it was. R2? Shit. Hope that's not R2. I don't think it shows. The thing on the waypoint there is pointing to the waypoint, which is at the mouth of the cave. So the antenna is in here, but that waypoint doesn't point to it. Place the transmitter on the Darkwalker antenna control panel. You find the control panel outside, near the antenna. Okay. Outside the cave? That's weird. Maybe reading quest text does help sometimes. Yeah, it's a weird system. If you look at the bottom there, there's like my quest in the top in the orange, yellow text, and then there's a waypoint at the bottom. Excuse me. There's so many antennas. Pieces of random machinery in Star Wars. Just to give the sense that things do stuff. What's this? An upside down droider car. It's like they've used the body of a destroyer droid as a light fixture. It's weird. That's imagination, that's innovation. When it comes to Pretzel, have you noticed much repetition of songs, SC? Do that? I'm assuming they add new ones all the time, but you know, in a particular window when you listen to it, do things repeat very often? I've not noticed it at all. That's why I'm asking. There it is. Alright, well we know what they look like now. Let's go and get these Skaak Tippers. At least my buffs are lasting a little bit longer now. They used to only last 10 minutes, which I was constantly having to refill them. Oh, I'm in the middle of enemy territory here. Defeat Skaak Tippers. I shall do that. Can't see me. Maybe I can just get away with it. Out of range. It's going to take me forever. So I'm now playing Clouds by Fingers. Shoot, shoot, shoot. They came up with so much additional mythology and new lore for this game as well. I think when you played like something like this, you realise how much is kind of not there in the Star Wars Galaxy, not there in the lore. They added a load of stuff like flora and fauna in particular. Gangs, you know, new Skaak Tippers are never enough. I think these were created for the game, kind of. Even including all the EU and stuff. There's just so much they had to create. Flesh out the world. Oh, there's the antenna. There's actually decay in the game back in the day as well. That was part of the design, and the developers were very adamant about that. It's one of the things that they removed with this later version of the game, no decay on items. Which is a double-edged sword, like things decaying means the economy keeps vibrant and stuff, doesn't it? Because people always need new things to buy. So that was the idea of having decay. But I do have to say, the economy seems okay. There are enough items that are consumable that it still seems to function, but you don't have to worry about that decay thing. The only other game where I've heard people talking about decay, notable decay, recently is Zelda. Don't want to go anywhere near that thing, Pico Pico Albatross. That'll just slaughter me. size of that thing. Seems to be coming towards me. Or I'm being paranoid. Ah! Don't know how aggressive they are. I could poison all these guys. Let's poison them. Foof. Haha. Cloud of toxic smoke. I can't remember doing this. Alright, the mummers are 12,000 meters to the southeast. I think this is the waterfall. No, that's a mini waterfall. Oh no, it's the main waterfall. I don't think I've ever looked in there. It's the main hangar. Don't think you can go up. Oh yes you can. Shit, I didn't realise that. Shuttle Tidarium, transmit the clearance code for shield passage. What's happened to my frame rate? Oh! I think I might just go for a drive through the town here. Hello! Hello, friendly dude. I know what quest you're doing. Right, more slaughter. A Mama Brute. Don't attack stormtroopers. That'd be crazy. Summit! Is it Summit 1G? That's the name of the streamer I was trying to think of. Seems to be playing all the GTA roleplay stuff at the moment. I'm trying to watch it. Even though I've done roleplay stuff, I found it a little bit cringy. I don't know why. I could see the name, like where it appears on the Twitch screen. But for some reason I couldn't recall it. I'm trying to watch different streamers and stuff, people I've never watched before, but a lot of them just are so I don't know, shouting all the time. Just talk normally. I know you have to be enthusiastic when you're playing games and stuff. Jeez. I don't think any of the big ones are really meant for me. Yeah, I do think the big ones, it's also because they do attract a slightly younger audience who kind of... anything loud and shouty tends to be something that attracts a younger crowd. So I keep looking around for, like, hoping that Twitch is going to suggest some that, like, get to know my tastes and start suggesting some that I'm going to like more. But because I heard good things about discoverability on Twitch, that it was better than YouTube, just by, you know, just suggesting people for you to watch and stuff. You are easy to kill, people. I'm going to go fart on you now. There you go. Delayed response. Look at the gaseous, yellow, noxious fumes from my anus. It's not actually. I bottled them. I bottled my pheromones in a little vial, which I discharge at will. Screw you. Antenna control panel. Please give me some XP. I'd like to go up a level. To the summit of the hill. Crest the top of the hill. Drop back down again. It's a lot of baddies. All of a sudden baddies. Suddenly baddies. You know what? While we're fighting, I'm going to recharge my buffs. That's how little few shits I give. Tell I'm only a low level because I've hardly got any skills here. And most of my skills are obviously healing skills, but I'm not having to use them at the minute. So nothing can touch me. I'm a total lizard badass. 4 hours. That's no good. Is it insomnia? Just stuff on your mind? Well, it definitely is insomnia. But I wonder what the root cause is. If I had to guess, it's usually worry about something. Have I got anything that will get rid of that move? Cure affliction, removes bleeding, poison, disease, and fire. I got AoE heals. Oh, yeah, that's... yeah, I understand that. I found that I used to do that an awful lot, you know, even though I was tired I would stay up watching things. Not so much these days though, but I do get that. I used to love falling asleep while watching TV or YouTube or whatever. Don't seem to be able to do it now. It's weird. Do you think you'll always be the same, no matter what your habits are? at different stages of your life, but you do change over time. What, you're getting a little message there that I don't understand what it is. Yeah, I wonder when I stop doing that. Now if I feel tired, I'm like, I'm not enjoying the thing I'm watching, so I just go to bed. I recognise this song. Wonder how I know this song. I've used this song in one of my videos before because it's royalty free. Alright, so return to Sergeant Bragg. I think it might be Big Giant Circles. They say royalty free by attribution. Yeah, random stuff. I've got to the end of Umbrella Academy, that was good. I started to lose interest with the whole Anya thing and her boyfriend trying to manipulate her. It really slowed down towards the end there where that storyline was dragging. But I got really interested in it again. Oh, let's see who's here. Oh, it's just a supply drop, don't worry. Thought it might be Darth Vader. Whoa! You can't go through a wall. Yes, you can. Yeah, towards the end there, I got reinvested in it once they killed that guy off. I feel like they really laboured the point with that.
Mission accomplished.
Best combat. This is barely going to bump up at all here. Oh god, that is useless XP. Good work, Trooper. We identified the terrorists almost immediately. It was the Mummers they never suspected. What next? Mummers, other than some of the lower grade members, are known to often use toxins in combat. Go speak to Lieutenant Karina Dunnels and make sure we have enough neural boosters to help protect against the Mummers toxins. Go speak with her.
New mission received.
The thing is, I'm ahead of where the legacy quest is at the moment, so to start getting XP that makes a difference, I need to get the quests to catch up to my level. So I have been doing some of those random mission terminals, which has put me to a higher level for these quests here. Yeah, she was really boring. And just that whole thing of like, it was so one note. We all knew he was a bad guy. We all knew he was manipulating her, and every scene would be him trying to do it, then her getting pushed a little bit too far, him backing off and pretending to be her best mate again. And it was like, how many times can you do this one thing? So you see Lieutenant Dunnels is in the palace here somewhere, but the waypoint just points to the door, so I've got to... But I can do this thing, if she is actually called something reasonable, I might be able to target her. Target Lieutenant Dunnels. There she is. Through the door there. How do I get through there? One day I'll have all my characters up to max level. be interested to know how much the XP is boosted from live compared to, you know, how much of an XP boost, because I think there is a basic XP boost that's going on throughout with Legends. Oh good, I was told you were on your way, Trooper. I'm afraid our stock of neural boosters are a bit low. I need you to help me restock before we move in on the mummers. I'll need you to gather a few ingredients and some samples of the mummer's toxin to start with. Go find some Xanor plants and gather some of their roots. When you have enough roots, take them to the refining station. Where do I find those? They're most often found along rivers and streams. Walk along the river until you find them. Okay. Personal poison incubator. Gather Xanor roots from Xanor plants. They're along rivers. Walk along rivers and waterfalls. I remember this bit. I did like Vanya. I didn't dislike her. I just felt that they didn't do very much with her for her part of the storyline. It was the same like when she came into contact with the other members of the family. It was always like, I'm here as well, we don't want you here, I'll go then, I feel betrayed or rejected. And it's like, yeah, okay, we get it, we get it. It's one of those things as well when, like, the big, you know, impactful moment when Vanya appears to have... I can't say that, can I? Because if someone does watch this on the VOD, I could be spoiling it for people, so I can't say that. I won't say it then. Shut up. Alright. Here's a waterfall. Looking for these plants. What do they look like? I think they're pretty obvious. That one? I think that's it. Yeah, we've got to let the game catch up to where we are. Alright, we've got 1 of 15. It's going to take some time. Yeah. When I was talking to my brother about it, he was saying like, that's one of those things that he was annoyed because it was so obvious in a superhero thing. If there's one person who doesn't have any powers, it's obvious part of the story is going to be them discovering their powers, which I hadn't thought about, but yeah, probably that is the thing. Just make sure my terrain generation is going terrain high detail range. You say high detail. Now we have to just be aware of the ones that we've already clicked on. Who are these guys? Are they imps? They are. Jeez, they're everywhere, those giant Picos. Playing this game as well gave me the loot hunting gene as well. You know, like there are rare creatures that only spawn very rarely. So you're hunting them for the really rare loot that they spawn. It's such a awesome sense of, yeah, when you get it. Don't know if I caught that in this game or in EQ. No, I didn't expect it. Yeah, I think that would have been an interesting idea, just the normal character. It seems like they can't resist it though, you know, like everyone in superhero things eventually ends up having powers. Not everyone, but you know what I mean, like Pepper Potts, they gave her powers in Iron Man 3 and stuff. Hope they don't give Happy Hogan powers. Yes, to get those super rare items, and when they drop, such a surge of adrenaline. I don't know if you call it adrenaline. Whatever the happy chemical is in your brain, it fires that. Well, is that someone outside or is that on the soundtrack? I don't know. I think it's on the song. If you're rushing to do things in this game, you're not going to get anywhere. You just need to chill. Take your time. I wonder why I never tried Lineage 2. I think there was just other things were there at the same time. It seemed very similar. There are rumours that Daybreak, who took over from SOE, or did SOE transmute into Daybreak, whatever, they might be bringing out like in a next EverQuest game. Which I'm not sure how relevant that is to people these days, but you have to be so close to these things. I think there is a fan base there for it, diehards, and we were going to bring out a sequel to EverQuest 2 called EverQuest Next, which went the way of the dodo. That was going to have all sorts of destructible terrain and creation, molding the terrain and doing all sorts of Minecraft stuff in an MMO, which would have been cool. I don't know how much of it was just dreaming at the early stages of development. Free Lineage 2 server farming for a specific sword. Wiki said it had a 0.1% drop rate. After days I asked the guys if there was a bug. The drop chance, he looked at it and said, ah yes, this is supposed to be 0.01. Oh no. God, I wonder how you can do the statistics and the probabilities on that. How many things would you have to kill before you got probability says you should be getting it at this stage. I remember playing EQ before I knew very much about the game or anything like that. I was just farming random mobs outside the starting area, and this gem dropped that I figured out you could actually hold in your hand while you wielded your sword, and I thought, oh, that's cool, I've got a glowing orb in my hand. And then everywhere I went, people were asking me, where the hell did you get that? I'm like a level 6 character or something. And apparently I'd found a really rare thing in the game that everyone wanted to buy from me. I just didn't know what it was. Eventually got the sword from a custom hosted PvP event. Girlfriend of the server owner convinced him to give me the weapon as a bonus. Oh, that's corruption, that is. That's one of the things you worry about with emulators and stuff like this, you know, player created stuff. You know, just hope there's a sense of the importance of not giving special favors to friends in the game if you want the server to be taken seriously, because people will be very quick to kind of get them. Probably rightly so, I think. Yeah, definitely. Star Wars Galaxies is like that. I think you would get, if you got into this game, you would get on well with the community. They're really nice, really welcoming. They're on Discord all the time, so you'd be in your element. I like this piece of music. I have no further interest in that. I think I have to go and find another river at this stage. So not this one. I've got most of them. Yeah, they definitely do. You just need to find the right group of people. I kind of sad a little way, in a way, because there used to be a forum that was like the hub of my online social life, in a sense, and that's kind of fallen away now. Like, no one uses forums. Everyone's on Discord, which I know Discord is cool and stuff, but I don't want to be on there all the time with people messaging me and checking it to see if anyone's messaged me and stuff. It gets on my nerves. I prefer forums in that respect. Probably why I prefer YouTube to Twitch, or did, in the sense that people leave comments that you can read when you're ready to read them, rather than have to respond then and there. There we go. Process the Zara roots at the refining station, wherever the hell that is. Oh, cool, yeah, that might work. Just checking when you feel like checking it. Aha! That's a bit of an obvious medical station there. Oh no, gotta gather spider venom. Night spider venom. Well, my character is destined to be a bioengineer, so this is very in keeping with his character. will say he's learning all the mechanics of his future profession. Weird. This looks like one of those places where they replant trees, doesn't it? They've all been planted here to... You call one of those forests. Replant forests, where we plant the trees for the sake of the environment. You know what I mean. So, ready. This should not take quite as long as every one of these drops a sack. I'll be making progress. Jeez, when I started this I thought, oh, I'll try and get to level 50. Oh, I can unpoison myself. Haha! No chance, this is going to take ages. Yeah, the giant spiders. Avert your eyes, dude. I don't know if these are animated realistically enough to give you the heebie-jeebies. Oh! I aggroed everything. Let's poison everything. Maybe the poison won't work on them. Get lost. The good thing about being such a low level for these quests is at least nothing could touch me. You know, the only game that I've really felt like I definitely don't want to play that for a similar reason is Resident Evil 7. With there's a particular bit where you have to crawl under the house and they're like centipedes and ants crawling around and you have to squeeze through this little gap where they're all around you. I thought, I can't do that, and I couldn't do that normally, and I couldn't do it in VR. No way. Go. Process sacks. Well, if this is synthwave, it's a bit of a fusion. We've got some rock guitar going on there. Played some Resident Evil 7 during Halloween. Never realised the episode there, but I don't think I've made it to that part as well. I wonder, have you played the remake, or thought about playing the remake? Resident Evil 2 remake? That looks really good. I played the demo. Definitely has all the atmosphere. Done a really good job of replicating that. Toxin samples from Mummers, is it? Mummers until you have enough toxin samples. Okay. Slaughter mummers. Is it a particular type of mummer? No, just mummers. Mummers! Oh no, I'm being... This is a thing that I think is very cool in the game. You have to submit to security searches. It would be a little bit annoying. But if you've got any contraband, if you're a spy or anything, they'll confiscate it from you. Just nice little thing that happens that's in keeping with the lore of the game and the setting, you know, oppressive empire and all that. Oh, I wonder why you skipped 2. That's interesting. I'm not sure whether I prefer 2 or 3. I like Nemesis in 3, but I played the most out of 2. I remember that's one of the few games where I've played to the extent that I was almost speedrunning it and trying to get my time down for how quick I could complete the game. I remember doing that. I think because if you did it at a certain speed you could get the rocket launcher, you unlock the rocket launcher from the very beginning and stuff. They had lots of stuff, gave you reasons to replay it. But I always like the thing in the Resident Evil games where you have to conserve ammo. They got rid of this later on, but it's like there are too many zombies, and if you start shooting zombies you're going to run out of ammo, so you have to kind of conserve ammunition. I always like that. Yeah, I don't tend to do it for the achievement of doing it, but if they give me a reason, an unlock, or I think you've got some costumes for replaying it. That was cool. You got a cool biker jacket for Leon from memory. But the thing is, once you got fast enough, you could do it literally in like an hour, and like you could do it in 60 minutes or something. So your first playthrough might take you 12 hours, but then you get it down to an hour. It's interesting. I hadn't heard about that survival mode, but that is something I would just expect from a Resident Evil 2 remake anyway, just too many zombies. Yeah, the survival sounds interesting. So all these guys are carrying around the toxins. They just issue them as standard to all the gang members, which seems quite dangerous to me and ill-advised. Just give it to an average dude. Don't sniff this. You know what they're going to do? They're going to sniff it, aren't they? Idiots! I would like to pick up the remake. I've been nearly there a few times, and then don't know why I haven't yet. Are you mummers? You are. They're not rare, they're just there all the time as an ever-present danger. Two more. Apparently there are some additions to Resident Evil 2 as well, like that make it a little bit more like 3. I think there's a guy like Nemesis in it. He turns up. I don't think it's a straight 1-to-1 remake, they added other stuff. Can't see that guy. Yay! Mr. X, yeah, that's it. Dino Crisis, watching Jurassic Park World 2. Just remind me, Dino Crisis. Do remember it being a thing, but I can't remember the style of the game. Was it a shooter? Or was it in the vein of it was connected with Resident Evil somehow? No, it was right. It was like Resident Evil, but it was dinosaurs. Yeah, that's right. Same companies with dinosaurs. Dino Crisis, what a name. Size of this super stormtrooper here. And I'm a trandoshan. I'm bigger than an average human. He's bigger than me. Dino Crisis. Was it similar characters? I remember the main character in that being a woman for some reason. Did she have a beret? A woman with a beret? Or was that Jill? Jill Redfield. Big muscly dude, you kidding me? That's subverting expectations.
Mission accomplished.
Let's grab some XP. I know I'm right halfway to the next level. This is everything I need, thank you. I've been told to have you report to Sergeant Harriet Brunzer, who will oversee your assault on the mummers. Where is Harriet then?
Mission received.
Sergeant Harriet Brunzer, where is he? He's 800 meters away, so out of the palace, I think. Definitely out of the palace. It's Jill. It's not Jill Redfield, is it? It's Jill Valentine in Resident Evil. Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine. Wesker, I remember. I think I'm going to listen to music more when I'm doing this streaming. Particularly games like this where it's just busy work. You crash. Happens relatively rarely to me in this game. See if we can log back in with that character. Don't know if that's going to be possible. Sometimes if you lose connection like that, you can't log back into the character because he's still on the server. So let's see. Oh, that initial black screen, it seems to stop doing it if I Alt-Tab just once and then it doesn't do it again. It's weird. I think OBS doesn't know what you should be focusing on for some reason. Oh, Regina. Yeah, I remember. That's the name. Oh, that sounds interesting. Really should get into all those remakes and stuff. 'Cause it was one of my favourites back in the day. This is definitely Big Giant Circles. Is it? Yeah, it is. LAX by Big Giant Circles. It's from... Oh, what's the name of the game? Can't remember. Alright, well, it looks like the game has told me that I need to take a break there because it's not letting me log back in. I just need to give it time for the character to log out. But I have been streaming for 3 hours, so I'll call it a day there.